Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into something pretty fascinating and honestly quite chilling. It's the lore behind a specific spot in Lies of P from the Overture part of the Carnival Garden stage. We've done a lot of digging into the analyses of this area, and well, our mission today is to unpack how this one environment works, how it serves as this really powerful narrative device, revealing the true horrors of the game's world. So get ready to see how a place that seems whimsical on the surface can actually symbolize something much darker: corruption and loss. Okay, so let's dive right in. The Carnival Garden. Now, our sources describe this area. It's part of the Krat Zoo complex, but it's been, well, grimly reimagined. It's like this grotesque carnival, all covered in snow. It paints a really stark picture. Think cheerful rides, but now they're broken, dilapidated, stained. You've got flickering lights everywhere, abandoned booths, and this really macabre clown motif that just pops up again and again. It's definitely not playful. Just screams horror, doesn't it?
It really does. And what's so striking is how the environment itself tells a story. You don't even need dialogue. This whole carnival setting, just riddled with death and decay, it perfectly mirrors how Krat's own facade, his image of safety, just crumbled. And if you think bigger picture, the cold, the snow, the abandoned grounds, it reinforces this deep sense of abandonment, grief even. It's like a limbo, frozen in time, a long way from fun.
Right. And as you, the player, move through this area, as Carla, you go through the Ferris wheel zone, past the carousel, into that clown circus tent. The game uses sound design incredibly well here. Our research points out how the audio just shifts, sometimes really dramatically. You'll hear these perky circus tunes, and then boom, it flips to this eerie, distorted ambience. What's that shift really doing to you as the player?
Well, it's a classic horror technique, but used so effectively here. It's psychological, that jarring change. From something familiar, almost innocent like circus music, to something twisted. It just slams you with this chilling contrast. Childhood innocence versus, well, violent mutation. Symbolically, the Carnival Garden really represents the shattering of that innocence.
Yeah.
Entertainment, spectacle, it's all been warped by these alchemical experiments, the sort of dark science driving the plot. And that directly mirrors how Krat itself has fallen into chaos, right? With the petrification disease and the corrupted ergo, this life force turned monstrous.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not just the setting. The enemies you fight there are key too. We're talking puppet-themed enemies, these exploding clown dolls, twisted performers, even miniature killer puppets running around. And the sources we looked at really highlight that these aren't just, generic bad guys. The clown puppets, the automatons lobbing bombs, they feel like these horrible parodies of treat mascots or something. Things built to entertain, but now lethal.
Exactly. And that idea, entertainment as experiment, that's crucial for understanding the lore here.
Yeah.
It shows how even playful creations got twisted by ergo, used for deadly purposes.
Yeah.
It all serves the alchemist's bigger, much more sinister agenda. These shadowy figures pulling the strings. And it goes beyond just the enemies you fight, too.
Right, because even the items you pick up tell this story. Things like the carnival coins or that maniac's pinwheel weapon, they're tied directly to carnival games. Like there's this warped whack-a-mole game with clown dolls involved. So these aren't just gameplay rewards, are they? They're little narrative breadcrumbs.
Oh, absolutely. They offer real insight. If you step back and look at it, it shows how entertainment itself was sort of commodified, then corrupted, and finally weaponized by the alchemists. Even the simple act of playing a game became a tool for mutation, for control. It just demonstrates how deep that corruption went. Every single part of life in Krat.
Okay, so this brings us to something else really interesting. The Carnival Garden, it doesn't have like a major unique boss fight right at the end of it, but it does have this mid-tier mini-boss. Some guides call him Puppet Master, others Parade Master. Him and all the clown enemies around him, they seem to serve a bigger narrative purpose. They feel like echoes, foreshadowing something much worse. What's going on there?
Yeah, that's where it gets really clever, I think. Their role is essentially narrative foreshadowing. They act as echoes of Arlecchino, also known as the Blood Artist. He's described in the lore as this truly twisted puppet killer, brought back by the alchemists. And later in the game, he uses performance, spectacle, theater to torment other characters, specifically Leah and Romeo. So these enemies you fight in the Carnival Garden, they're basically a macabre little preview of his whole deal.
And the layout of the game world actually reinforces that connection too. The way the levels flow, the carnival stage area is designed to be right next to the Rose Estate, which, as you later discover, is Arlecchino's lair. What does that proximity tell us?
Well, it's almost certainly deliberate design. That adjacency, it strongly reinforces the themes. All those carnival motifs, puppetry, impersonation, performance that you see in the Carnival Garden enemies, they bleed directly into Arlecchino's eventual, much grander thematic revenge show. So, yeah, it's clear foreshadowing. It gives you a taste, a sense of the finale antagonist's methods, his whole twisted style, long before you actually face him.
So after this deep dive, what's the big takeaway for the Carnival Garden? It really is this haunting, symbolic stage in the game, isn't it? It takes familiar carnival imagery and just twists it into this horror show, puppet violence. And even though there isn't a ton of explicit dialogue explaining things in that area, the stage itself provides so much atmosphere, so much thematic weight. It's a broken paradise,
Yeah.
basically, where laughter used to be. And now it's just screams.
Exactly. It's such a prime example of powerful environmental storytelling. Every broken ride, every twisted enemy design, even those small items you pick up, like the carnival coins, they all contribute to this really rich, profound narrative without needing someone to spell it out for you.
Mm-hmm.
It really lets you, the player, piece together the story through just looking around and interacting.
Hmm. And that actually leads us nicely into our final thought for you, the listener, to maybe mull over. Think about how decay, how the transformation of places that were once innocent, whether it's in games or even places in the real world, how that decay can reveal deeper truths, unspoken stories about the forces that reshaped them. What other broken paradises are out there, just waiting for us to uncover their hidden histories through their ruins, through their corruption?